What if the most powerful man in history never held a sword, yet changed the world forever? Imagine a king with no palace, a commander with no army, a man who owned nothing, yet offered everything. We live in a world obsessed with power, status, and noise. But 2,000 years ago, in a dusty corner of the Roman Empire, a revolution started not with a shout, but with a whisper in a manger. This isn't just a religious chronicle. This is the story of the ultimate disruptor, a man who looked at a world of eye for an eye and dared to say, "Love your enemies." Today, we journey through the life of Jesus of Nazareth, not as a figure in a stained glass window, but as a man who walked the dirt, felt the heat, and broke the rules of hate to rewrite the rules of love. Every great story usually starts in a golden cradle. Not this one. The setting is Bethlehem. It wasn't a royal city. It was a small town. The greatest story ever told begins with a scandal and a long, exhausting walk. Joseph, a carpenter, and Mary, a young woman carrying a weight the world wouldn't understand. Think about that. If you were the creator of the universe, would you choose a feeding trough, a manger for your son's first bed? Probably not. We like high-definition premieres and red carpets. But Jesus started at the bottom. He wasn't born into the 1%. He was born into the struggle. For 30 years he was just the carpenter's son. He knew the feel of sawdust on his skin and the ache of a long day's work. He lived the quiet life. Why does this matter to us today? Because it tells us that extraordinary things often grow in ordinary places. You might feel like you're in a waiting season right now. Remember, Jesus spent 90% of his life in the shadows before he ever stepped into the light. Your quiet years are not wasted. They are your preparation. Then came the moment the world shifted. Jesus didn't head to the capital to recruit politicians or influencers. He went to the docks. He found fishermen rough, uneducated, salt-of-the-earth guys. He didn't ask for their resumes. He just looked them in the eye and said, "Follow me." And they did. They dropped their nets because they saw something in him that the world couldn't offer: purpose. Suddenly, the impossible became everyday news. A hand touches a leper, the man society called untouchable, and the skin clears instantly. A blind man opens his eyes and sees a sunset for the first time in his life. 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish feed 5,000 hungry people. But the miracles weren't just magic tricks. They were messages. Every time Jesus healed someone, he was saying, "I see you. You are not invisible. You are not defined by your brokenness.